Like I said, will the Ferrari be able to hold the McLaren? Will Ferrari be able to show us that they are improving? But Ferrari will always show the lack of structure that is really plaguing them. And I hope they are able to sort that out this season and move into the next season and a better season. Probably the drivers know better than the team. We saw that yesterday from Lewis Hamilton. We saw this today from Charles Leclerc. And we saw that they were surprised to get the pole yesterday. What a race it was. Hi guys, welcome to the exhilarating Hungaroring Grand Prix Analysis. What a race it was. Lando Norris won the race. Congratulations to him. He was able to make the one-stop work. There was pressure. The race had everything. Others are going to put you under pressure to see how you can brake. And unfortunately, Lando was able to hold his foot, hold it on. Good plan for Ferrari, but bad execution for their two drivers. Lewis Hamilton started 12, finished the race 12. With a better strategy, I believe they could have had, because Lewis Hamilton starting on hard tire is a better strategy. He will lose some places back and gain a lot. But he was stuck in traffic. While he was stuck in traffic, what could they have done? I believe they could have changed strategy. Either change the tire from the hard to medium, drop him into a position in which he has free here. Others are out there, stretch it out. He was inside a DRS that was holding about 6 guys ahead of him, and he was holding about 4 or 5 other guys behind him, and he was there for over 27 laps, and Ferrari didn't do anything to ease it for him, and he wasted tire life. He wasted a lot of time in the DRS of others. He should have pulled him in around lap 55-60, put him on the soft tire to run 15 laps on the soft tire. 10 laps on the soft tire, they are stretched to still come in 10th or 9th. Unfortunately, Ferrari will always be Ferrari, Ferrari. And to Charles Leclerc, I think the same thing they did to him. Pitted him earlier twice because of pressure. They were trying to undercut McLaren, and McLaren played the game for them. McLaren knew they had the pace, they will win the race. Played it quite well, no stress, no struggle, no wahala. Pitted Piastri earlier to undercut Charles Leclerc. Got closer to him, no problem. Did a dummy. Charles Leclerc pitted twice before Lewis Hamilton pitted once. I don't understand what they were thinking. Lando Norris went on a one stop. Piastri waited a little bit, closed him up, overtook him, came second. Now George Russell came back, overtook Charles Leclerc, came third, and the McLaren still had 22 seconds ahead of George Russell. George Russell was having about 10 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc. It's not that Ferrari don't have the pace, it is still lack of strategy in their structure that is still affecting them, and this has plagued them for a long time, and it's still plaguing them, and it will continue to plague them. Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen had their own issue. I believe whatever squabble they had, one way or the other, under investigation and to be investigated after the race. I think at that point, Max Verstappen pushed Lewis Hamilton too much. Lewis Hamilton snapped off, made a mistake. He didn't touch him. He made a mistake, went off the line, came back. Lewis Hamilton didn't complain. Max Verstappen, this is hard racing, needs to get, and it was not so hard. To me, it was not so hard. He pushed him. Lewis Hamilton was on barely dead tires, so he lost the position there, lost like 2 seconds, gained them back, but it was too late. So I think that is not a knockout, it's just a talk between them and they overlook it. Nice dishing out of penalties. Hulkenberg started rolling before the race, so it was a false start for him, and he was given a good penalty for his stress. That was a 5 seconds for him, but he got another 5 seconds, which I think he deserves. Nico Hulkenberg and Tsunoda had their own issue. No further investigation though. It was a turn 1 issue. There was a 10 second for Gasly and a 5 second for Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc was trying to defend for Russell as if he was defending for his life. I don't understand what he was really doing. There was no way he could have held back George Russell. His tires are gone, and holding George Russell is just like sitting on the gunpowder, because it will still happen. It's just making the gap between the two McLaren wider while defending. That's just what I see. A retirement for Oliver Bierman, lap 50. He lost some part of his car. He was losing downforce points, and that really affected his race. Yuki Tsunoda, I don't know what they are going to really do to Yuki Tsunoda, because Yuki Tsunoda is not really delivering. Before the race, he started from the pit lane. He had his engine changed, the internal combustion engine, the turbos, the exhaust, the MGUK, the MGUH, all changed, and he still came into the race. He had a decent performance, but I think at this point, Red Bull know they have a problem. Not just the driver, not just the race, but I think the car has its own big problem. Just 3 weeks before getting to Holland, probably they'll be able to solve the problem, but this is a huge problem for them. Max Verstappen was able to force his way. That is not the Red Bull we know. I expected the Red Bull to have a total dominance. Max Verstappen struggling to overtake a Sauber, as in a Sauber, Bortoleto, a rookie driver. Sauber. had a wonderful fight with Alonso. Alonso did a beautiful race today. Beautiful strategy for Aston Martin. His teammate was in the point Lance Stroll, but they didn't have a much better pace like Alonso. The two racing bulls had a better race. Aja from 10 to 11, Antonelli from 15th to 10. For Aja, I think he was stuck behind the Mercedes for a long time. The DRS hampered his race, but Antonelli with Mercedes were able to pull a strategy that really offset every other person and put him in a better place, that he was able to gain 5 places in the race, which was superb for me. The Racing Bull did their best, but I think that is the best they could ever come out with. And to Sauber, great race. Hulkenberg really had a messed up race, but good pace from the car, from the Sauber fighting Red Bull. What a good one. It is not something I will ever think this season will happen. Sauber fighting Red Bull, because the Sauber looks to me faster than Lewis Hamilton's car. You know, it's crazy. The Ferrari put their drivers under pressure. Liam Lawson getting into the points every race now is just like something he's now used to. A good one for him. Lando Norris, like I said earlier, I hold nothing against him. His teammate pushed him, that's Piastri, but unfortunately, he was able to maintain his status quo in this race. Focused, well balanced, and was able to deliver. I think a good one for him. No caps. And Oscar Piastri, better one for him. George Russell was able to bring out the pace in the Mercedes, and it looks nice seeing Mercedes on podium after a long time. And I think now the Ferraris will be able to sit down and look at what is really going on, because going into the remaining 10 races of the season, it's going to be hard for them. George Russell and Lando Norris were able to manage the temperature because the temperature was cooler. We expected rain. Fortunately, there was no rain. The 300,000 people that came this weekend to watch in Hungary enjoyed themselves. There was no rain, though there was a little bit of drizzle yesterday, but today there was no rain. It was expected. There was rain earlier in the morning, but for this race, there was no rain. That was why I think it was an easy one for Lando Norris and for George Russell to maintain their tire. I said yesterday that Leclerc and Hamilton, they're having high tire degradation. They have the worst, that's Ferrari, they have the worst degradation on the track, which really is one of the things that put them in the position they are today. When you know you have high degradation, you are going on a 2 or 3 stop strategy or a 1 stop that would change your course of the race, but they messed it up. Congrats to Camara for winning the F3 championship before going to Monza. That will be their last race. And to Ugochukwu, has had a very wonderful season. He came climbing. He's had some tough start this season, but in the last 3 races, he has been so consistent. And getting into Hungary, he did some beautiful race, sprint race qualifying, though in the main race, he was unable to get some maximum points. But what a weekend it was for him. He keeps progressing, he keeps moving up, keeps cheering for you, Ugochukwu. Congratulations to him. And to the F2 drivers, what a race it was for them, though it was an early morning rain that really cleaned up the track, so they're able to set little rubber on the track, but they had their own race. It was a good race for them. Congratulations to the winner of the F2. But going into the summer break, it's going to be very interesting. And like I said yesterday, there will be some shifts probably in today's race, and we had shifts. You have Bortoleto high there, Alonso, Stroll, Liam Lawson, and we had a lot of people that we think should be high up there, most of them almost below 10. It's looking like, and it's getting to where we know that Formula 1 should get to. There'll be difficult races, and to the end of the season, there'll be so much difficult races and interesting races. For now, we still have the McLaren giving us a back-to-back battle, which is more interesting, and it has given it more color. Hope we get to the Dutch GP in Holland to see a better racing. Catch you guys then. There are lots of shots, a lot of videos that will be coming out in the next few weeks. Please like, subscribe, share, and keep following us for more analysis. You can ask your questions, we answer the questions. And to our followers on Facebook and on Instagram, I love you guys. You guys have just been wonderful. You make what we do worthwhile. The following, the passion. I love you guys. Thanks. Bye. Catch you guys.